up, guys? CP the Tool Addict. Woo! How you doing today? How many of you are ready to see the video on this old gem? If you guys know about it, let me know down in the comment box. The 1965 C20, all original, untouched. We're gonna be doing a video on this real soon for you. We're gonna get it running and driving. But today's video is gonna be a little different. We're gonna talk about something not talked about enough, probably. So let's get to it. Henry, do you want to talk about it? Do you want to talk about it? Let's go get him. Go get him. Go get him. You want to go? You want to go for a ride in the truck, or do you want to go out there and get the rabbit? Go get the rabbit. Get him. He's out there. All right, I'll stop messing around. We'll get to the tool video. All right, so let's jump right into it, and we're going to talk about a few things. Let me get some space cleared off here. We're going to get into a real important subject, and that is tire air pressure. I can't stress this enough. This little guy right here is one of the most underutilized tool that everybody should have, and I'm talking just a basic analog tire pressure gauge. Pretty simple. You push it onto the valve stem, it slides out, goes up to 50 psi. Usually does a relatively good job. So let's get into this. All right, so what we have here is your typical tire gauge, and you're going to notice this tire gauge only measures in psi. Now, some people definitely get confused because you have other gauges that have different measurements of unit, such as kPa, which is kilometers per square inch or something like that. It's a metric. Also, bar is the same thing, which is not really standard here in the USA. I could go into what I think I know, or what I know. It's barometric, or the word is long. It's big, okay? And it's a metric unit. Both of them were invented, or were designed, or they were both invented by a European guy. That's the basis of it. It's really not relevant because most everybody measures in psi. Now, they do have kilograms per centimeter in here that they also measure. Let me get the light on here on this. And also, you know, brings up a good point about tire pressure sensors, whatnot. We have an astronomical amount of tire pressure sensor failures all the time now, especially here in the north. And this is a nice, you know, you don't have to spend a lot of money on gauges. And I have a couple different gauges here. We're going to talk about them, but this right here is the one that everybody should have. Now, obviously, I got this one from Mr. Nick at JD Tico, who is a good man, and I think he actually threw that in for free in a deal where I paid $1. I don't remember, but it just had his name. But I carry one of these with me pretty much all the time. This is one of the things when I became a mechanic that became standard. So, nonetheless, I carry it with me all the time. Pretty simple tool. You can buy one of these Tuesleys. I am not a huge fan of it. I'll tell you the reasons why I don't like this one as much. It is not a bad unit, but this tip comes loose on me. I've tried tightening it down, putting Loctite on it, but this tip comes loose. It's pretty cheap. It's not the best. It works. It does the job. I don't like the length of the cable, but it is a nice handle. And then also when you're trying to put air in, a lot of times it lays in the toolbox really nice. I will say that. And the air release on it is very nice. I will put a link to the Amazon link down here in my box if you're interested. I also put a link for a tire gauge. I think that everybody should own a tire gauge. Should be no questions asked. You should have one of these. Whether you're mechanic, DIY, doesn't matter. You should learn to use a tire gauge. It's pretty simple. You just take your valve stem cap off, depress this into your valve stem. I can show you a demonstration, but I feel like that's pretty childish, but maybe I need to. I don't know, for YouTube purposes. Anyways. So, yes, this would eliminate tire pressure sensors. The reason they were brought around is because of issues back in the day. You probably remember the Ford incident where Explorers were rollovers, and kind of the government mandated this stuff to come around. And now you're paying through the nose for tire pressure sensors. I've been meaning to do this video for a long time, and it's all because people wouldn't utilize a 99-cent tool. check your air pressure. And regardless of your tire pressure monitor saying, I still always recommend checking your air pressure. This is I think these were 25, 30 bucks. You'll have to look in the link in the description. It is made, it does have an aluminum housing. I don't know its country of origin. I'm going to go ahead and assume China. The batteries are easy to change with it. It does come with a couple tips. This is just some options I'm giving you, and I know this is just a basic video, but it takes 2 AAA sizes, and it does last. It does last a long time. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but for anybody and for a cheap one, if you're wanting to save some money, I like the little rubber housing on it, the aluminum. The fitting works good, but it's not a bad tool. Now, if you're wanting to step your game up, okay, now I'm giving you the option here. Cheap, middle of the road. Now, for you guys that want something that's really nice, and I really do love, that is the DT8. Now, some of you are going to say Astro makes these, blah, blah, blah. I get it, but you can only get this from, Matco. Don't ask me why, don't ask me how, but that's the only place you can get it. This one has a little bit of a unique feature that you can't find anywhere else, and I'll show you that. It has a nice display. I like this air gauge. The light comes on, it's very bright, and it also has your unit of measurements in PSI. Come on, little feller. PSI only. I don't. Usually it changes. Maybe it's. Let me see here. I don't ever change it, but you got to hold it, I guess, to change it. So bar, kPa, and kilograms, kgf. Back to PSI, and it's a nice unit. I like it. Super easy to use. Very nice rubber housing. The coated line, steel braided line, works very well. I love this unit, and this one's a little bit newer, so the battery's a little bit easier to change on it. But it also has one other very cool feature. For you truck guys, you're really going to dig this. So I don't remember what the exact price of this unit is. Well, it'll be in the description, but it has this adapter piece. And what it simply does is it adds on. Once again, I've showed this on the channel. You unscrew it here, and it changes out. This has a rubber O-ring in here that holds it down. You change this collar, screw it in, nice and tight, and now you have a straight lock-on chuck. I love this feature. Absolutely love it, because this gives you the ability to have 2 air gauges in one. And you guys know that you have trucks. That is a big, big ordeal. Or want to have the long straight chuck. But sometimes you just want the little guy that clips on. And these work really good. Now, like I said, Astro does make these for them. Well, actually, Astro doesn't make them, but they're made. Astro sells them or whatever. However that works. They get them manufactured for Matco. And it's called the DT8. They have the DT6. I don't know why these aren't more popular. And you probably watched my Matco video and you've probably seen that on their truck. I think it's about 180 bucks. I love this gauge. I think it's one of the best gauges out there, and it's definitely the way to save money. But you have options out there. Obviously, you don't have to spend that kind of money on them, and obviously I have 3 different gauges. That's because I let yahoos that come over use this one, or just make them simply use the simple little tire gauge. You can get digital ones too, little handheld digital ones. I'll put a link for one of those in the description too. They work good too, but quite frankly, this is all you really need. In the reality of it, if you're going to air up your tires and you got an air hose, use the tire gauge. If you really want to get something with digital, you can get a digital standalone tester, or you can get one of these air inflators with the digital readout on them, or you can get the big dog here so you can do your truck stuff. Either way, it's why your TPMS sensors have been invented for your cars, because people haven't utilized these enough. And I can't stress that. For better gas mileage, you're just going to get longer wear out of your tires. All of these things add up in the end to air pressure. It is important, a key essential part of your car, and something that a lot of you will know and talk about probably in the comment section. You'll hear a lot of people that have really good advice and probably add into this video. That's exactly why I'm doing this, so that the camaraderie and the information will spread, hopefully like wildfire. So anyways, guys, that's the video for you today. Just a simple one on air tools. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy. Check the air pressure in your tires. Everybody needs this tool. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Remember, like, comment, share, subscribe. Ring that bell. Remember, keep your hands dirty and your money clean. Thanks for watching.